India City Expats Club is a non-profit social organisation and our speakers are volunteers. The club as such assumes no responsibility or liability for the professional reputation of or the quality of services provided by the speaker today.
The other thing, my friend Gavin is a professional driver in Australia, or used to be, and he said, "Why do you drive in the right-hand lane when there's all the, why aren't you driving the left-hand side?" Because in the left-hand lane, there's song towers, BART buses stopping all the time, there's slow motorbikes, there's three-wheelers, so you stay in the right-hand lane, which you wouldn't do in Australia.
Tasting, 1, 2, 3, tasting.
Who actually drives a car reasonably regularly here, right? Yeah. And who's a motorbike rider here? Well, it's about 50-50 approximately. Yeah, cool. You're braver than I am, I tell you. So, you ready?
I'm ready. Part of it is this is part of it. Here's a cookie if you want it. Do you want a cookie?
Yeah, I want a cookie. Yeah,
no,
sure.
watch how she turns it down, because she actually makes good choices. Better than most adults from what I've seen. I don't know. She's amazing. Purpose of this talk today. I sort of, in the promo in the internet, Ren wrote down what I said, which is I landed here after incepting a divorce. And I had all these plans and things I wanted to do. And I've accomplished a few of those, mostly in the health realm. Now, I wasn't unhealthy. And I'll go back and I'll tell you about this journey. And now there's health. She's got endless energy, and she tells you just what she needs. She's hungry, she cries, and if she's happy, she doesn't. So anyway, pictures. Oh, I'm sorry. Do I have to do selfies here? So I went way back and started to remember what started me on this journey. Now, have any of you heard the word aerobics? Okay, that's entered the lexicon. That was a new word. It was invented by Dr. Kenneth Cooper in the 60s, in 1965. He was a doctor. He was a researcher. He worked at Baylor Medical Center in Texas. And I was all of, 12 years old, standing in the thrift drug reading free books, because I had no money, 12 years old. Nobody bothered me. And there was this book, Aerobics. Well, it not only changed my life by quantifying what exercise was, it gave you an idea. And it was all backed up by study. Not only did he do studies with large groups, he had access, he was originally working for the Air Force, and did large group studies, measured oxygen intake. Now, what does that have to do for us? What good is that for us? Well, it's about a system to quantify what makes you healthy. Now, was he right on the money? I don't know, but I kind of trust somebody. He is now 92 this past March 4th. I'd say him and Linus Pauling, people like that. I respect anybody that makes it to 90. They're doing something right, and he's also very healthy and vital. He's still doing his work. I think he broke his leg skiing, so he can't run every day. But we've all had accidents and things that stop us. So aerobics was something that has changed most of civilization. Yeah, there were gyms before, there were muscle builders, there were people like Arnold who got real big and were very impressive. But the average person just stay in shape and healthy and lower triglycerides and all the things that make for health. All that wasn't really thought about, but he did studies and started the ball rolling a lot of people with that. And there's someone here who's going to help me with this, because I make no claims. I'm not a doctor. I didn't train as a doctor. I'm very interested in health. I'm not interested in labeling diseases. You can know every name for every part in the body, but that doesn't fix it. That doesn't move you forward. So in the case of this little one, what? What'd you say? Uh-oh. Oh, you're going to have to get that. I put a little bit of iodine in her water so she gets enough iodine, because studies have shown that there's low iodine in population. They used to put it in bread to keep bread from spoiling. And this is how the population got a lot of iodine, enough iodine for absorption. And then they stopped because it was keeping people too healthy. It was the staff of life. Then they started putting bromine in to keep it from molding. So now it's brominated flour. So these are some of the changes that have happened, even in my lifetime. So, thank you. So, she's very distracting. All day long, I'm like watching and, hey, okay, let's do it. Hey, nobody wants to see you and me play ball. They just not interested in that. They didn't come for that. Oh, okay, we got one. So what were my goals when I came here? Well, I'll name out 3 of them. One was better vision. I used to wear really thick. Now, in school, in elementary school, I was a straight A student. And then suddenly, I was failing. I couldn't see the board. You know why? Because all day long, I was reading. And I had shorter arms then, and the books were about this far from my face, and that's what my eyes focused on. And at the age of 11, any of you ever read The Lord of the Rings? I read it in 2 weeks, all 3 books. So it was, it was an ongoing movie in my mind, but the movie shortened and made me nearsighted. So I was up to negative 3.5 diopters. So anyway, the other 2 things, the goals, were body health and also strength and overall health and also peace of mind. So study what leads to that. So I came to Thailand, wonderful place, wonderful food, wonderful ingredients, very different. All the fruit was ripe. I don't know when any of you have been back to the US lately. If you go into a supermarket, is there any fruit that's not refrigerated, that's not rock hard? It looks beautiful, most beautiful fruit in the world, but you can't eat it. It's tasteless. So, big apples that swell up, amazing size. No nutrition, not that I see. So anyway, it's a little more, it's certainly still agrarian here in some ways. The farmers don't have a lot of money, so they don't have GMO seeds that have to be bought every year because they're too poor. So that was the second thing, and the health. And then the third thing was baby came along. I have her 85% of the time. I filed, her mother doesn't take good care, and so I wanted to give her a great chance. You're looking at an American citizen here, but she's Thai, so she has some choices in the future. So it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey to relearn and look back, and the further I got away from the US, the more I would see it for what it was. And then I look at my life, and I look at my health, and we all want great health. Who doesn't want great health? So it's been an ongoing thing. I exercised, I biked, I never smoked. I drink in very moderation as I get older, less and less. Mostly very low alcohol fermented grain products like Guinness, which is 4.2%, not 7%. So these are the things that have helped me. Now, can I say that what I did will help you? I can't say that. I don't know. We're all different. Everything we do comes out differently. We have a different perspective. We have a different metabolism. I happen to be a fast burner. She's a real fast burner. She just burns food up. I have to give her food at night before she goes to sleep, or else she'll wake up in the middle of the night hungry. She's burning it all up. So I look at that. And these glasses, where's the other one? Ah, here it is. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, it happens all day long. Yeah. Listen, the guy that hit you, it's his fault. It's his fault. He was driving, so if he hadn't been here, you wouldn't have gotten hurt. So since you're Thai, you can claim. You can claim. Oh. We may have to go to the emergency broadcasting system. If I put a cartoon on, she will pay attention to that. Where did my phone go? Anybody see my phone? I had it. She's okay. She's always okay. So anyway, I'm going to symbolically take these. There. I never liked this style anyway. Ah, thank you. So how did I get that way? Well, there's a lot of things on the tables. And these are all things that I am taking or have taken and keep passing them around. I would have passed out rotten tomatoes so you could throw them at me. However, the Holiday Inn gets very upset for the have to clean up, and I don't think Ren would appreciate it either. So I've brought you this. But if you want to throw anything at me, you don't like my talk, it's okay. And please feel free to interrupt. Good jokes are always funny. I'm not offended. You can make fun of me. I'm not offended there either. So I started a journey of investigation. I had a book years ago called Better Sight Without Glasses. And I read it and tried the exercises, and none of it seemed to work. You know, it had me doing exercises and rolling my neck and all that, and I didn't have any success. So then I started reading more and more, and one of you has something called Eye Bright on your table. And please do pass this stuff around, because I want you to actually look at the things. There's Eye Bright, there's vitamin E, there's xylitol. There's the Eye Bright. Can you hold that up high? It's the Latinate name is Euphrasia officinalis, and it's an herb. It's pretty cheap. Many a person said, "Oh, your eyes are better. Did you get LASIK?" No, I wouldn't take a chance with my eyes that somebody could sneeze and slip and there goes my vision in one eye. It's just not worth it. It's just not, the benefit is not worth the risk. But I took the Eye Bright and I started taking it. Now, do any of you ever see rings around lights at night? You do? Who's nodding their head yes? Anybody? Anybody have black floaters in their eye? Little black floaters? Little things, you look this way and they go that way. You look this other way and they slowly go. Well, I had that. And I had glaucoma tests, you know, where they test the pressure in the eye. And that said that I didn't have, you know, glaucoma. But I wasn't happy. So let's go forward. I come here, I'm about 60 years old. That's about 8 years ago, 8.5 years ago. And I started living a different lifestyle. I had less stress. Didn't have to go to work, had money. Had time to look up things on the internet and try them slowly, like one at a time, see if they worked. So I also started doing gym at the same time. So, and I've also read about an exercise, and it's so simple, I couldn't believe how easy it is. We can all do it. Take your finger, put it up, put it at a reasonable length from here, look at the finger, now look at something far away. Now look at the finger and look at something far away. And just do that and relax while you're thinking about it. Don't stress. That's the exercise I did for the eyes. And I just kept doing it. If I was driving, I'd look at the dashboard. I'd look at the road. Very, very short time looking at that dashboard, because you can get hit any time, apparently, in Thailand. It's true. Great talk. And this seemed to help. But then I also added to the mix. I added going to a gym. Now, when I was 21, I was young. I was very thin. Hardly anyone is rail thin here, but I was pretty much rail thin. Would you like to throw that? Okay, she's okay. And I went to the best trainer, I was told, in a big city. Oh, he's going to really make you stronger, bigger, muscles. What's a young guy want better than muscles? You know, impress the ladies, feel strong. I didn't gain an inch, didn't gain a pound. None of it worked. Spent a lot of money. Worked diligently. I wasn't lazy. I went to the gym. I lifted. I did. So fast forward, and like 45 years, I'm in Thailand. I'm looking around. Hey, is there a personal trainer? Maybe I can try the gym again. Now I'm actually able to gain weight. Before, I remember biking hundreds of miles a week just to get around. I didn't drive much. And I would burn up to 5,000 calories a day. I calibrated it just to see one time. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, big piles of ice cream. Just burn it all off. So I came to the gym, and this guy was not very good, but I didn't know it at the time. He had big muscles, so he looked impressive, and but he got me started on a program because I didn't know, what do these machines do? How do I do that? How do I push? How do you know? And it's daunting. You look at this big gym and you go, what's it all going to lead to? So he's got me started, and part of that was I had time for health test. So I got a complete panel of blood work to see where I was. I had a medical examination, see what my baseline is, and where am I? And those of us that can do that, it's great. I mean, it's very inexpensive here. Everything seemingly is less expensive. The good Dr. Martin in the back, standing there smiling, he looked at me last week and looked at my records, and I just need to get a new record to see how I'm doing now. So one of the things I was really interested in checking was testosterone level. And why is that? Well, this male hormone is so important. As you age, and most people, it goes way down. Now, my level was never low. You know how one of the proofs of that? You see this beautiful head of hair here? It's all over my chest and all over the rest of my body. It all fell because of testosterone aromatized and caused hair loss because I had such high levels. But I didn't have high enough levels that it just built muscle. So I did some supplement to it, and I tried that. I don't just rush into something. I get some medical opinion first, and then not just that, read for months. All the studies I can read. You know, are they true? Well, they are what they are. We now see that a lot of studies are funded by people who have an agenda. So back then I didn't know that was so much the case. So I read this and I do it and I start building muscle and strength. And then I realized that this guy who's like taking too much, they call it roid rage, testosterone, plus he's taking peptides, plus he's doing all this stuff and whatever he was doing, he wasn't healthy. He was not even 50. He was 48. Cautionary tale. He's dead now. He had a heart attack. He died before he was 50. My friend drove him to the hospital. He was kind of broke, so they didn't go to Pattaya, Bangkok hospital. He said, no, it's too expensive. I can't afford it. He took him to like Bang Lamung, and he sat and died in the waiting room. So, you know, when you need to be seen right away, it's important that you get. So I took these, and I took them very judiciously. And I also took them in conjunction with rests, and I didn't stop for a while. And I took something called hypogonadotrophin, which is what actually, when a pregnant woman has a boy baby, and check me if I'm wrong here, doctor, if I make a mistake on that, you can maybe elaborate a little more. They create in the fetus male characteristics. So if you're older, it also helps boost and helps male reproduction. So did it? Right.
It's important to have that flush at 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us more men,
Right.
because they have a testosterone flush.
Very
Makes
good.
you more manly.
One of the vitamins I didn't bring, speaking of flush, just reminds me, is vitamin B3, which is niacin. Niacin is really useful. I've been trying to buy it. I bought some from a Thai pharmacy, got a big pile of it, and I can't find it anymore. They sell niacinamide, which is a different form of it. It's a little more locked up. You don't get a flush. You don't get a vasodilation that's so strong. Well, why is vasodilation so strong? Because it's important for reproductive health. You want to get a good wood, you got to have it. And I use that because it doesn't have the side effects. I don't get a pounding heart from it for the most part. I don't get a side effect later. And I take a small amount. But if any of you can find niacin, not just niacinamide, that would be good. Whoa, we got a good one here. We got him. So all these things work together, and the fact that I was still vital enough to have enough spermogenesis, which is the creation of sperm, was that this little one came along. And she was planned, and I wanted her, a victim of two, I call them judicial hangings in U.S., where 2 different marriages and two different children. Some of us have faced that, and it has nothing to do with fitness for being a parent. It has to do with the bias of the court system, and so that's the way it is. So now I'm enjoying, when I should be a grandfather, grandparent, as many of you probably are, I'm getting to be a parent again. So at this time, is there a doctor in the house? Is there a doctor in the house? I see a doctor. Oh, we have another one. I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling nervous. I need help here. Help! Can you come up? Can you come up?
More like to save you than I am.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. So 3 guys, 3 old guys. Now I am Jewish, and this was Morty, Sal, and the last guy was Mo. So Morty and Sal, they get together when they can. They're in their 80s. They get together and they do what sometimes people do: sit down and complain about their health. So Morty's good. The first guy goes. He says, "I wake up every day at 6 o'clock, and I try to pee, and I just it dribbles. It just dribbles out. Painful. It's like it takes me a half hour." And so the next guy starts talking, and he says, "Yeah, well, I wake up at 7, and I try to poop. And I strain, and I strain, and I relax, and all I get is little rabbit pellets. It's terrible. And so finally, Mo pipes up. Mo says, what? At 8 o'clock, I pee, big streams, just goes right on out, no problem. And then a little while after that, poop, big pillows, just wonderful big volume poops. And they go, why are you complaining? He says, because I don't get out of bed till 9. I don't get out of bed. So anyway, this is a fair joke, but it has a lot of truth in it. The thing is with prostate, I'm aging and the prostate's growing. So I'm looking into how do I reduce that? And I've always taken zinc. I started taking zinc ages ago. So I've never had a problem with zinc depletion. If you look at your nails, sometimes you see white spots. That means that the zinc levels could be lower at certain period of time. So that's according to Hoffer and Osmond, who did a lot of micronutrient studies, doctors. I still have that book from years ago. So now I take, in addition, and I'm still working on this. I'm a work in progress. Not, you know, it's better. I've reduced the inflammation of the food I eat and the amount I eat and the frequency of how I eat. And that seems to help everything. It does help the eyes. It has helped with volume of when I void or urinate. So I take saw palmetto, and I think it's on the table. Who's got saw palmetto? Is it over there? Is that it there on this table? Pumpkin seed. I take pumpkin seed also. I just started that at the suggestion of Dr. John, who lives in the Markland. Who's got the saw palmetto? Anybody? Anybody awake out there? No? Oh, go home, go to sleep then, Anthony. Anybody have any questions at this point? Hello? Questions? I'll even give you the map. Well, you know, you're a paragon of health yourself. I should have you up here talking. So yesterday I lifted a piano myself. Talk about strength. It was only an upright. I'm in the middle of rebuilding now a C. Bechstein, which is a fine German piano made in Berlin. And the friend that I'm doing that work for had a composer, Nicholas Bakri, who's pretty well known around the world. He's got 100 compositions on YouTube. Anyway, he moved to Thailand. He retired here, and he needs a piano for working out things when he composes. So we went out and looked at it. And I'm just wondering how this Dutch piano is, and I check it out for him because that's one of the things I do. I'm a piano technician for 45 years. So I was, oh, how solid is this piano? So I just pick up the back. It's got a handle in the frame. I just picked it up. Back's fine today. So I'm pretty strong. Here, let's get that ball. Go get it. Oh no, there it goes. So the strength is there, and that helps everything. First of all, I must lift her about 55 times a day, minimum. Always picking her up. And of course, she's getting heavier and heavier. So I'm getting stronger, or I have to be, or I'm going to fail. So she likes that, right? Don't you like that? Come on up, come on up. And the other thing is that I along with the pumpkin seed oil, the zinc, whoa, all that helps, and that's one. Hopefully something you could look into yourself and see if it's something that you might benefit you. I can't say. I'm not recommending anything to anyone. but that is one thing that's important. There's something else out there. Xylitol. Who's got the xylitol? It's a box. There we go. Throw it up in the air so people can see. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Well, xylitol is a interesting sugar. My chemist friend said, oh yeah, that is really good for tooth decay prevention. And the reason it is, and I had no problem. Almost 60 years. Ren is telling me I have time. Am I going over time? My God. You know, they say people are scared of public speaking. I'm scared of keeping at it. Oh well, yeah. Let's question everything. Let me just let this very short TikTok video. You cut it off after 1.5. She just repeats.
Let's talk about a real struggle I've seen mentioned on here recently, the struggle between Western medicine and holistic care. And here's a question I ponder a lot. As a nation, why are we not healing? Why is disease not getting less prevalent versus more prevalent epidemic, really? Look around. We've got these fancy world-class hospitals, all the medical advancements, cutting-edge technology. It's like a medical marvel, right? But guess what? Despite all of that, disease rates keep climbing. I believe it's because we're missing something crucial in the healing equation. We've got holistic medicine that goes to find the root cause of the problem, not just treat the symptoms. But here's a big kicker. Most insurance will not cover holistic care, so here we are, like stuck in limbo, stuck in the middle. Another thing about holistic care is like finding a needle in a haystack to find information that's legit and can actually help you, or even to find a holistic practitioner. That is a real challenge, which I am struggling with right now. We have wisdom passed down through generations, natural remedies rooted in ancient traditions. I have people reach out to me every day seeking advice. I hear and see their frustration. Navigating this holistic world is daunting. Many people know there's a better way, but they're not sure how to get there. Let me close with this. Your health is a journey. Finding truth and healing may require a combination of approaches. Here's a big one that I think is really important and many times missed. Start asking why. Just don't take the information without being curious as to why. Stay proactive in your healthcare decisions. Critical thinking. Be discerning in regards to your healthcare. Ask questions and don't be afraid to challenge information. Holistic wellness is taking the whole picture into account. Mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. I don't have all the answers. Keep asking questions and sharing information on this app. I think that's a really good place to start. I can't tell you how much I've learned on this silly TikTok app, which isn't so silly anymore. If you've got any valuable resources that you found, drop them below and share them with others. Help each other on this journey. I think we all have a common want, a common need to be healthy and happy.
So let me wrap up. This somewhat mirrors my view. I want the best, but I think we will look back, if we somehow could live another 80 years, look back at today's medical system the same way we look at the bleeding using leeches, say a couple hundred years ago up until 150 years ago. They're still using them now, but they have their place. They're a very clean incision, and they are a very clean way to, also they use bugs to clean wounds, maggots and things. But it doesn't mean it doesn't work. It doesn't work for everyone. But it's all a journey, and we're not going to get out of this alive, so we might as well enjoy it as we can. I'm no expert, but let's see how long I live. Like Doug Brignol, who said, well, you can use me as a factor of whether the vaccine is effective. And if I'm right, as I think I am, the vaccine is very good. Doug Brignol is dead. At bodybuilder at the age of, I think 60, made it to 62 or 3. After. So I question everything.
And on that note, a round of applause for Max giving a talk. And obviously also a big round of applause for the star of the talk down here. Yay! Thank you, Max. A little token of our appreciation for going to the trouble of bringing, doing child minding and talking at the same time.
Where are the cookies? Where's the bag of cookies? I want a bag of cookies. Ah.
Have a look at it. Have a look at it.
1, 2, 3.
One more. I want to thank Ren for this opportunity to exercise my right to use my vocal cords, and I probably am the first person to ever have a toddler on the stage at the same time.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Not sure about
I don't know. I'm the only person I know with a toddler. Oh, he's taking the mic. Okay.
All right.
Now.
Now,